Not doing it. Shady, it's not playing if it's supposed to.
No. Did it not work?
Live telly.
Gentlemen, and welcome to week 12 of me pretending that this is fun. Week 12 of me using a ridiculous amount of energy and jumping around to pretend that this is as good as doing it live at the Cavendish Arms. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I'm completely and utterly faking it. I'm bored. I want to be allowed outside. I want to be full in rooms full of people laughing and screaming instead of in my room with my children next door saying, "Shut up, Dad." But for now, we're going to pretend that this is brilliant. Are you with me, ladies and gentlemen? I'm sure you are. If you're watching on YouTube, we need you to join in, sending messages, sending thumbs up, sending clapping, cheering, shouting, whooping, whatever you can do to try and give us some feedback, because I've got some comedians for you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's have a look at those comedians, Shirley. Are they waving? Let's have a look at them. There they are. Come on, guys, give us a wave. Come on, Brendan. 2 hands, Brendan. Come on. Yay! Guys, those are the people that are going to be performing for you tonight on the Comedy Concentrate. The Comedy Concentrate is a night where we'll ask comedians to reduce 5 minutes of material to just 1 minute. The good thing about that is they might have cut out the bad bits and only be doing the good bits. Let's hope for it. Ladies and gentlemen, I need you to help. I need you to join in. I need you to send them comments. Comedians, I think we're ready. Ladies and gentlemen, start the clapping, start the cheering, start the whooping. Comedians, clap until your hands are blurry. Go Ogden, you can do it. Come on, Brendan O'Donnell. Let's do it, everybody. Let's welcome to the stage the amazing, the wonderful, the brilliant, the fantastic. It's Lizzie Caulfield.
Hello. I am an official government advisor on women and alcohol consumption during lockdown. If you are locked down with a partner, you're advised to drink a lot of rum. It makes you very horny, and you won't notice that you're with the same fucker every bloody time. If you are a mother teaching her children at home, you're advised not to drink gin all day, because gin is called mother's ruin for a very good reason. If you have a chance, stock up with brandy. Brandy, not to drink, save it, is very medicinal and you may need it in the second wave. If you are locked down on your own, do not drink rum. Rum will make you randy, and it is not acceptable to go running around the street shouting, I want sex. That is not essential exercise. If you are locked down on your own, you must now bubble. So find someone to bubble with and crack open the Prosecco. Final advice. If you really want to feel good, give some money to the Cavendish now.
Yeah.
Third wave.
A round of applause, clapping, cheering, shouting. If you're watching on YouTube, send us some feedback, send us some messages, send us some clapping, some cheering, and some shouting. I'm going to tell you something, Lizzie. I stopped drinking alcohol some time ago, and I drink alcohol-free beers, and there's all sorts of fabulous ones. There's IPAs and bitters and ales, and some fabulous ones. And recently they started selling, and it's so pointless, they started selling an alcohol-free Stella. The only reason anybody ever drunk Stella was for the alcohol content. You might as well have an alcohol-free Tennant Super. What are you going to do? Ladies and gentlemen, let's get the next act on. Start the clapping, start the cheering, start the shouting, start the whooping. Let's welcome to the Cavendish stage and our screen is the amazing Mr. Dominic Brunstone. Hey, Dominic, come on, let's see you. There he is.
Here's I. Hello, everyone. Well, look, I'll be brief. I've been doing this long enough to realise that I'm not everyone's cup of tea. But then again, I drink coffee, so fuck 'em. I used to go out with this girl. She was a twin. My friends used to ask me, "How do you tell her apart, man?" I said, "It's really easy. Jill wears this purple nail varnish, and Colin has a very big willy." which would explain why he's not a swimmer. He'd end up getting a verruca on it. Anyway, so what's Beethoven's favourite fruit? Banana. Ukulele. Yes. That's definitely what that is. Well, I think I've been taking from advice from previous. Yes, I have been drinking far too much during lockdown. I spent the first 3 weeks trying to work out how much gin goes into Eggs Benedict. In fact, you may laugh. Last night, I got so pissed I couldn't remember coming home from the kitchen. But seriously, though, if you are struggling, then reach out, man. There are people out there that can help you. Really good people. Some people say that you only live once. That's bollocks. You only die once. You live every day. So start living. Guys, that's pretty much my time. My next door neighbour's children challenged me to a water fight, and my kettle's just boiled. So I got to go. Thank you very much.
Hey! Come on, that was Dominic entertaining you. Let me know what you think. We're all aspiring comedians. We're getting no feedback. We're relying on the people on YouTube to send us some messages. Let us know what you think. Send us some clapping, some cheering and shouting, and maybe send Dominic some advice on where to buy plain shirts. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get the next act up. Please start the clapping, start the cheering, start the whooping. For a man who, as I said last week, has been at the Cavendish Arms for longer than our carpet, it's Mr. Brendan O'Donoghue. Come on, Brendan.
Hey,
There he is.
YouTubers, how we doing? Yeah, listen, I've been at home, and I've got a son, and he's like into all his Stormzy music, and it's like the other day at the house, it was like Jurassic Park, that scene, boo, boo, the old bass bin's going, But I was listening to Stormzy, and I was listening to the words, and he was saying, you're getting way too big for your boots. Don't you dare twist up the truth. And I was thinking, something my mother was saying that 50 years ago. I didn't realize she was such a I didn't realize she was such a prophetic grime artist. Yeah, and she was gangster, She had a wooden spoon and she would beat you. It was proper hard. As I said, this was back in the 70s, you stepped out of line, you just you got whacked with a spoon or a plank, And if you didn't do your homework, you just went to the coal shed for a few days. I spent a lot of time in the coal shed. But anyway, yeah, indeed. But listen, I was wondering how I could raise my profile on the internet. And I saw that Jennifer Lawrence a few years ago, some people took naked photographs of her and they put them online. And she got huge attention, and I thought, hang on a second, I could do with some attention, So I took naked, these hackers had put them online. But I decided I could do some attention. So yeah, I took naked photographs myself. I put them online, but the hackers, yeah, they took them down. You know what I mean? It was a public service. Anyway, that's all I've got for tonight, folks. Stay safe, and we'll see you all when normality comes back in some time in the future. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Giving us a glimpse of what Father Christmas would look like if he had a shave and a haircut. It's Brendan O'Donoghue. Look at it. Love him. Next up, then, we're going to introduce next out to the stage. We're going to do it with the comedians. Help. We're going to start the clapping, cheering, and shouting for the comedians. And I also want you to give me a yeah. Come on, comedians.
Yeah.
And if you're watching on YouTube, make as much noise as you can. Wake up your neighbours. Particularly Auntie Barbara. I want to see you doing this, Auntie Barbara. Come on, as we welcome to the stage the amazing Pat O'Connor. That's
Hello. Are you affected by lockdown? No effect on me. Mind you, get off, Fido, get off. Mind you, I've discovered several ways in which I am not talented. So, baking, cutting my own hair, and cycling. Do you like my trophies? They're huge, aren't they? They're for Irish dancing. Now, I've got a virtual cat these days. Very clingy. He's always hanging off my leg. At least I don't need a litter tray. I'm not daft. He's costing me a fortune though on cat food. He'll only eat the gourmet stuff. Fido, get off the telly and turn it off. I told you, we've got company. Do call again.
Came up on the screen saying that her network bandwidth might have been low, but her arts and crafts skills, they're high. Give her a round of applause. For making some at home and making you laugh wherever you are. Give her a round of applause. Send us the messages. Let her know what you think. It's time for the next start, ladies and gentlemen. Please start the clapping, start the cheering, start the shouting. Fabulous. We haven't seen her for many years at the Cavendish. We hope to see her live again soon there. It's the amazing Jo Ogden!
Hello. Thank you for having me. I moved to Cornwall and I took up spoken word. Sorry, comedy. So this poem is about dating. Plenty of fish. I got myself a dating app to look for my Prince Charming, but the profiles that I found there are really quite alarming. Big Boy Bob from Bodmin likes to misbehave, and Kinky Carl from Camborne wants to be my slave. Those are places in Cornwall, by the way. Sorry, London. Fred Mondeo, 78, wants fun times in his car, but a 40-year-old Ford won't get him very far. Herky Pants from Penzance likes women's underwear, and Tie Me Up from Truro wants strapping to a chair. Spank Me Swiftly from St. Stephen wants a whip across his bum, and Feisty Phil from Falmouth is just looking for some fun. Nice guy Neil from Newquay says, please don't tell my wife, and Asphyxiate Me 69 is gasping for his life. I don't judge these tastes and kinks, I keep an open mind, but it won't be me giving sub 63 a strap on from behind.
Oh,
Do not fret, I've found my man. My searching is complete. It's Randy Rooster from Red Roof, not one I want to meet. An 11-inch cock he says he has, and to me he wants to show. Quite small, I thought, 11 inches as male chickens go. Nonetheless, I'm quite excited to see his tiny bird. Can you bring a chicken on a date, or is that just too absurd?
Send some love. Let's go on, then, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching at home, send us a message. It's not a passive thing. You've got to join in. Come on, I can see. If you're on YouTube, send us some messages. What do you think? Let us know. Time to get the next comedian on. Let's start the clapping, start the cheering, start the whooping, clapping till our hands are blowing. We welcome to the stage is Lady Clark. Come on, lady.
This is my first gig in a while, so I did a bit of stand-up a few years ago, and then when I told my friend that I was going to come back into it with an online gig, she was like, well, wouldn't it be weird, like doing it online with like no audience and no laughter? I was like, that's exactly what my gigs were like a few years ago. No change there. So how's everyone coping with lockdown? So like we've been having like lots of family video calls. I was talking to my sister-in-law in Italy the other day, and she asked me to help her improve her English. And I don't think she understood the difference between asking for help from someone that speaks English versus asking for help from someone that speaks Scottish. So she now thinks that if you put two positive words together, you get a negative phrase. So like in French, it would be positive, right? So you might say, oui, d'accord. Or in Spanish, you might say, sí, muy bien. Even in English, it would be absolutely correct. In Scottish, it's, aye, right. I just think language is really interesting. Like the other day, I sent a message to the Friends WhatsApp group, and I said, right, guys, do you know what? See, once lockdown's over, I'm going to just have a massive party. And one of my friends replied, I'll be there with bells on. Bells? Really? I don't associate bells with parties, okay? I associate bells with three things. Cyclists, cat collars, and leprosy. So to me, bells don't say, let's party. Bells say, get the hell out of the way or I'm going to knock you over. I'm probably going to eat you, or I have the potential to pass on a horrific wasting disease. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't want to go to any of those parties.
That was Lady. Come on. Parker, what did you think? Text us a message. Come on. What did you think? Did you enjoy it? Send us some thumbs up. Send us some claps.
hey.
Jelly,
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Oh no.
I was going to ask you if I could have a hug, but we discovered something about hugging today, didn't we?
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah. So basically, if I'm going to go out the house, Shirley's going to go out the house. Before we leave the door, we always have a nice long hug. It's gone on for years. I've always been really pleased to have this really nice long hug, and we've never really mentioned it. It's just something we do. This really long, wholesome, loving hug before one of us leaves the house. And when you've been in a relationship for a long time, some of these habits are just there and you don't discuss them. And I mentioned it this morning, and I said I really like the fact that we have these really long, loving hugs before we leave the house. And what did you say, Shirley?
I said that you're having a long, loving hug. I'm waiting to leave the hug.
It turns out that at the beginning of the hug, we're both in. That's good. But Shirley finished a long time before me. And she's laughing about it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the last act. Are you ready for the last act? The last act of the night, as much applause, as much energy, as much clapping, cheering and shouting as the first. So comedians, every single one of you, get your hands together, start the clapping, start the cheering, start the shouting, start the whooping, a little bit of cheering, a little bit of as we welcome to the stage, it's Gemma Beasley! That's right.
Hello! Good evening, everyone! Thanks. Lady talking about bells, because I'm a bit of a silent laugher, you know. I'm silent laugher, so I always thought that it would be handy to have bells on my shoulders so that I would at least make a noise, you know, when I was laughing. Maybe that's something to bring in. I don't know. So my son is finally going to be going back to school on Monday. I'm a bit worried, obviously, because you know, because of the, you know, because what am I going to use as an excuse not to work? Frankly, it's just going to be to actually do some work. First time in 3 months, going to be tricky. But I was thinking about school, and when my son describes his dinner ladies, they just sound, and teaching assistants, they just sound like the most wonderful, wholesome people who are just, you know, just kind of doing it out of the goodness of their heart because they just want to help. And you know, for me, that's just not what dinner ladies were like when I was a kid. You know, they were just chain smoking, just kind of the you know, just different sorts of women basically. But I remembered one, and at my school, and we're a convent school, quite posh. We had a slush puppy machine, and this dinner lady was in charge of the slush puppy machine. And once I went up and I said, "Good morning. Could I get a slush puppy in the morning?" Because that's how rock and roll I was. Could I get a raspberry slush, please? And she said, she's about 110 years old. And she said, "No raspberry." I said, "Oh, okay, all right. Could I get a cherry one, please?" "No cherry." "Oh dear, okay. How about a lemon and lime one?" "No lemon and lime." I said, "Okay, what flavours have you got?" "No slush." I just always remember that. She was just like, it was like a little sketch happened in real life. That was it. So anyway, as we know, save the cav, please. Go online, go to the crowdfunder, stick some money in the pot. We need it. I think we can do it, but not without people continuing to donate. Let's keep it alive. I can't wait to get back there and see you all. Have a great weekend. That's me, Dave. Thanks.
Yay! What do you think? Send us the messages. Come on, let her know what you think. She needs to know. The only person that's laughing at her is a 4-year-old at the moment. So come on, give us some feedback. What do you think? Guys, as Gemma said, I'm going to end it as always. Those of you that are watching that don't know, Comedy Virgins, the Cavendish Arms was set up as a place for aspiring artists to perform, comedians, musicians, burlesque artists. Shirley set it up. It doesn't make any money. We've never taken any wages from it. It's a labour of love. We have real jobs. It's a labour of love. Right now, we're closed. We're not earning any money. You know, we're not selling any beers. We're building up debts. We want to open again. We've got a crowdfunder. We're hoping to raise at least £20,000. What will that do? That'll pay the debts that we've acquired so far. It'll keep paying the bills until Christmas, and it will enable us to pay our staff till Christmas, even with ridiculous social distancing, which I believe will allow 2 people in the pub at one time. What we need to do. So please, if you could open up your wallets, credit cards, comedians, if you're watching or if you're performing, please ask other comedians. We put on round about 2,000 or 3,000 comedians every year, and do you know how many have donated? About 400. So please put it out there. Not a time to be proud. Ask them, please. We need the money. Come on, Shirley, I'm begging. At some point, you'll cut me off. Basically, Shirley leaves me hanging here for as long as I can, begging for money from you guys, from all the comedians, all the performers, all the burlesque artists. Please, we've got to make it to £20,000. And if she doesn't stop me, I'll just keep talking and talking and going on and on and on about you please donating so that we can keep this money.